camera. There we go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Long hold here, but it is lights out. And away we go for the Italian Grand Prix here for SLR Division 1. I'm apparently spectating Morgan, who's right at the back, but there we go. McEwen getting a good start. Gunnar as well. Connor's had an awful start. And we're going down into turn 1. McEwen keeps the lead. Looks fairly clean by the looks of things, but it is McEwen from Gunnar, from Connor. Oh, we've got an AlphaTauri there cutting the grass a little bit. That's Predators on the exit. He's battling a bit with Monkey. JH P5. I think it's P4 there, sorry, because Morgan is definitely not leading. As we go down into the second chicane then, there's going to be any action. We've got a Haas down the inside of the Ferrari. Jib Jab and Bland battling out. Jib Jab had an awful run there. He got forced slightly onto the curb, having to leave room. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. That's Liam. He's gone. Riggsy up
JH
off the
slips at
start.
the inside of Connor as well.
He's at 1 position. If we check, where are we? Position change, there we go. So J8 had a fantastic start up to P3 in the Mercedes. We've got a bit of action going on. We've got Predators having a look at the inside of Monkey into Ascari, but it's not quite happening for him on this occasion. We'll get through Ascari without any incidents on the first lap, so we're good for now. We've got a Haas, we've got Riggsy and Bland battling it out down into Parabolica. Riggsy round the outside, gets it done. Nearly losing it on exit. It's all kicking off then. We'll go aboard with Riggsy as there's battling going on. Connor
in the
has pitted. I wonder if he
must have got damage
or got damage. Predators looking for a move on Monkey. It's AlphaTauri on Alfa Romeo. Battle of the Alphas down the round the outside. Sorry, trying the move is Predators. We've got some sort of lag going on here because everyone started ghosting and there's blue flags everywhere. Don't quite know what's going on, but Monkey keeps the position for now. The field's already spread out quite a bit. The top 3 have pulled away quite considerably by the looks of things. But here we are then. Monkey is P4 at the moment. I don't know what it's saying. P6, what's going on. But we'll carry on as we are. It's Monkey from Predators from Riggsy. And we've got the second McLaren here, Lil Wiggy, right on the back of Riggsy. So there already looks like there's a bit of a train forming behind Predators as Monkeys managed to scamper away after their battle at turn 1 on the first lap. Can't wait for the DRS to be activated because that's when we'll see the action really start to unfold here.
Riggs within half a second of Predators. Southerners right behind Jib Jab as well. They appear to be the closest battles on track, and Renger right behind Tuman. Colker looking to get past
great
teammate who's not in the session.
We've gone board with Southerners. He's lost a little bit to Jib Jab through the Parabolica there, but we've got a Haas, a Renault gone. Colker is out and it's a safety car here. So a pretty hectic start. We've got a safety car. Colker is out. And that's really unfortunate for the Renault driver. Just didn't quite, things didn't quite seem to go her way this weekend. So we've got a Renault out already. In fact, both Renaults are out already as Bunny's not taking part in the session anymore. I didn't jinx Colker, so we're all right thus far in the race. Are we going to see anyone pit jam, do you reckon? Hards can go to the end from here, I think, just about.
I think Hards to the end from here, definitely.
You think Hards to the end from here?
Yeah, it's got to be worth pitting.
I'm going to have a breather for a minute because that was, well, that was a really frantic start. The order, I think, has just about settled down. The top 3 is McEwen, Gunnar, JH. JH up 3 off the start. Lil Wiggy up 11 off the start. What a start from the McLaren driver.
Yeah, Freeman pointing that out in the chat. I was just about to say that. Yeah, it's a pretty hectic start really there. Connor, I think, must have got damage in turn 1. There was a lot of debris towards the front that I saw. Good start as well after this one.
McEwen pitting jam. McEwen pitting. He's followed in by Gunnar.
Yeah, it's got to be worth it. It's got to be worth it. Hard to the end.
Monkey follows him in.
Because you lose so much. You lose so much time on the pitch. You're never going to make it up on the better tyres.
Predators
unless there's another
staying out. Jib Jab stays out. Czech stays out. Tuman stays out. Ranger stays out. Bunny stays out. Southerners pitted as well. We might see a few guys getting held up here. Just depending on what happens. Yeah, Monkey's been held up a bit. So Southerners has gotten past Monkey. So there's now only a few cars in between Summoners and McEwen, obviously the top 2 in the championship. Bunny reckons 2 stop is the way to go from here, if they were to pit under the safety car and go onto the mediums and another set of softs. If I can find the tyres, all of the lads that have pitted there have gone on to hards. We have got Connor and Bland, however, on mediums, so perhaps they can try a 2-stop from here, mediums to softs. Liam as well has pitted for the hards. He pitted right at the start. Everyone else has stayed out. Tooman and Morgan really had to, as they were on the mediums. Everyone else out on soft. To be honest, given that the highest hards runner is P10 and McEwen, I don't really see him making many moves, considering one, he's on hard compound tyres, and it's a bit of a DRS train, so he's not really going to do too many overtakes, I don't think. If you've got the likes of Predators, Riggs, Wiggy, Jib Jab, Check, they've got good pace. If they can pull a gap, 10 seconds or so, they'll then be on fresh mediums. Those guys at the back will be on old hards.
Yeah, it could
it's
work.
not going to be
Yes,
an
it could
insurmountable gap towards the end if that does occur. I mean, there could be a safety car again. There could be a VSC. I mean, it's easy to say, obviously, with hindsight, come the end of the race, if there is another safety car, if there isn't, oh yeah, of course, this strategy was a lot better. Oh yeah, it's clearly the better strat. But really, I think it's up in the air at the moment. I personally really can see the benefit in staying out like those guys have done.
Yeah, do you know what? I think I've changed my mind already. I don't think it was worth pitting. They'll lose so much time on those hards. They'll lose time until the guys on softs pit, and then they'll lose time again when they're on the mediums.
Well, the other thing as well, John,
yeah.
I was saying that the tyre strategy in terms of softs to mediums is a little bit sketchy, but this safety car's alleviated that. There's going to be no real threat now of tyre wear at the end of the race. These guys will be able to pit onto a fresh set of mediums, have no worries with tyre wear, be able to push as hard as they kind of want to. And they're on softer tyres. I really think, now looking at it, picking for hards maybe wasn't the right idea. I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's very easy for us to say that in the booth here, because we're not the ones having to make that split-second decision out on track. We're not the ones, giving up track position or keeping track position to stay out or come in.
Safety car should be in this lap.
Safety car should be in this lap, as you say. There we go. We've got the message from race control. So it's going to be Predators in the AlphaTauri to restart the race here for us. If I can get on board with him, we'll go with the helicopter view, I reckon. Try and get the best view of this restart.
Yeah, just quickly, Harry. I noticed at the start of the race, I can't remember who it was, but someone in the chat saying hards were only about 0.2 a lap off the pace of the mediums. So I guess potentially
here we go.
Towards the end they might not.
I think Predators has gone already, Jam. Sorry,
they might not go
I think he's going. Is he going? He's kind of hit the limiter.
He went too early. He went way too early.
Way too early. I'm worried there's going to be a yellow crash going on here. It is getting a bit messy. We've got
a long way off the track. He's picked up a penalty for that.
We're going 3 wide, Jam.
3 wide.
Check. And the McLarens are going 3 wide. It might get a bit messy here. Tooman having a look down the inside. Check.
Great racing.
Just getting through. Oh, and he's had a tap or lost it on the exit there. Tooman scampers on through to P3. Oh, we've got a Red Bull in the wall. Ranger's in the wall. And he's coming back across the track. Off the wall. Not his fault, but he's just cannoned off the wall back across the track. He just about managed to avoid everyone. We've got Wiggy and Check battling now for P4, sorry. Tooman's gotten through into P5 after Check having that mistake. We've got a Ferrari round. McEwen's round, Jam. McEwen's round. That is big news for the championship. McEwen round. Oh no, what's going on? Yeah, we got a Ferrari round at the second chicane. I wonder if he came into contact with someone there. Southerner's up to 11th already off the start. Guna on the hards up into P8. But, whoa, big news for the championship. We got McEwen spinning. I didn't jinx him because I didn't say he was going to win, even though I did. We got Rixie on the back of Predators. So Rixie's
top
not
2 have
hanging
already
about
dropped
here.
Tooman.
Top 2, yeah, using those soft compound tyres to his advantage. Hectic restart here. Monza in Division 1 in SLR really doesn't disappoint, does it? We got Riggsy here. He's got the run. He's got the slipstream, using all of his ERS with the overtake button deployed. No DRS just yet, as the safety car has only just come in. They're going side by side into turn 1. We'll go on board with the McLaren driver. Predators later on the brakes, keeps the position for now, but Riggs is going to get the run with the switchback. Ranger's into the pits then as he's changing his wing. Is he going to get it down into
Morgan
turn
Guna side by
2?
side as well.
Doesn't look like it.
Good scrap for P7. Guna flying on these parts off the restart, which is something I don't think I'll be saying.
Morgan's
they
coming
don't
back at him though, Jam.
well.
He's coming back at him.
He's too far back. He's far better of it.
Just not close enough.
And
We've got Jib Jam winging, and he's got JH at the inside. Mercedes civil war going on here as there's contact. Morgan loses it on the curb.
He's hit Southerners. Southerners damage. He's off.
Oh no, I think that's just so unfortunate. Wrong place, wrong time for Southerners, because it wasn't really much Morgan could do about that. Southerners got damaged then, has he? But he's
yeah,
well, he's still going on. Oh, that's well, big news for the championship. Well, sort of not so much anymore as Southerners picks up that damage. Then he's probably going to have to pit. If he can kind of limp round for a couple of laps, it would be mediums really to the end, because they won't last from here. Predators has managed to just extend that gap a little bit more now after well, sort of having a great battle with Riggs. Just earlier on, we've got the Mercedes going back at it because Morgan is pretty close to JH. We've got Bland joining in on that fight. Connor was, but he's had a poor run through Parabolica. We've got Bland now on the mediums, going for the move on Morgan. JH trying to give his teammate the toe, but Bland later on the brakes down the inside into turn 1, and he gets the move done, but he's had a tap. He's had a tap.
Tried to hold it.
Whoa,
don't think that move was really on, keeping it around the outside from Morgan.
JH just over a second from Gunnar. He needs to try and stick with him. He can't really afford to lose touch with the Alpha.
Someone's back in the pits, Harry. Him and Wrangler will both be open for another safety car now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that's their race over, really.
I don't think the mediums will last, Jam, without another safety car. Even a VSC, I don't think would be much help at this point. Check having a little look at Tooman here. Tooman on the medium compound tyres, bear in mind.
Having
definitely
said all this, Harry, this chaos is working perfectly for Riggs and Preds, who are just pulling away from the field at the front. All this chaos behind will be helping extend their gap, make their job easier on the mediums.
We've got yellow flag, Jam. Morgan's gone.
Morgan's gone at Scarring.
Riggs has got DRS on Predators. I wonder if we're going to see a change of lead here.
It's just non-stop action.
Goes to the outside.
Everywhere you look, something's happening.
Becomes the inside for the second part, and Riggs gets the move done. Riggs up into P1. Check this out as well, moving up into third. He's gone past Tooman relatively easily by the looks of things, because the gap was half a second going into turn 1. So check up into P3. Tooman, though, only a few seconds off the lead on the mediums. So he's looking pretty good thus far. He said he was struggling with pace a little bit, but he's looking alright at the moment. We've got Morgan retiring. Sorry, I just saw the yellow flag come up and someone retire. I thought there might have been a crash, but no, Morgan just retiring in the pits. So he's not sticking around to see if there's another safety car.
I think this soft to medium strategy is going to work for him.
I think
Riggs
it will
already about 8 seconds ahead of Gunnar. If he can get that to about 10 seconds, he'll gain a lot on those medium tyres.
Well, Check just picking up a penalty there. He's not really pulled away from Tooman since getting past him. Jib Jab is closing in on the pair of them as well, although Tooman hasn't had the best of runs for Ascari there. The gap's just doubled through Ascari. We've got Bland out. Bland's out on the exit of Ascari, Jam. Let's try and get over to it quickly if we can see what's happening.
No, we've missed it. Big crash though.
You can see it. He has crashed, and I imagine Ranger and Summoners will be praying for a safety car, but it doesn't look like it's going to come. Riggsy pulled it away actually quite considerably from Preds that lap. I'll see if I can get to Jib Jab. That's Bunny. Where is he? Jib Jab. Can't quite get the move done on Tooman. Check dipping a tyre into the gravel there on the exit of turn 1. And that's going to lose him a lot of time. Tooman might get a run on him here. Not quite. But check, another mistake from him. That's not what he needs at the moment. He's got to try and push after the top two, who are battling a little bit. They're not really pulling away. Morgan just leaving the session then. So we've already lost 3 drivers from this race. Bunny as well, just to remind you, is not driving. So we've only actually got 14 drivers left in. Preds and Riggs then, they've been within about 4/10 of each other the whole race. Preds definitely looks a bit more confident in the braking, but with that dirty air through Ascari, oh, it's killing him, Jam.
Yeah, Tooman in P4 as well, driving a very smart race. He's got a lot of ERS left compared to the guys ahead of him, and his tyres are going to be starting to get quite a bit better than the softs. So yeah, it'll be one to look out for towards the end. As I say, driving a very smart race.
We got Alfie Boulding in the chat. Monza, AlphaTauri P1, McLaren P2. I didn't think about it at the time, but that was of course how they finished in real life. As you say, Riggs in the pits, as is Jib Jab, Lil Wiggy as well. So the McLaren's double stacking. Wiggy's got a 5-second penalty as well. So obviously a bit of miscommunication there between the McLaren boys because, well, they've double stacked, and well, that's not something you want to be doing, especially on this game where the double stack kind of, well, it really isn't. Well, you're not able to, really, are you? Because it just kills you with an additional sort of 3 seconds onto your pit stop. Check, meanwhile, Jam, reeling in Predators, who's, I think, struggling a bit with the tyres. He's within a second of him now. Tooman, as well, is being pulled along by the Red Bull driver. So Tooman in a really good position now on the mediums. He's only a second and a half off the lead.
Bunny fancies in for a win. Just checking the chat, Harry. Sorry to put in a bit there, but I just wanted to point out Riggs, 15 seconds behind Gunnar, needs about a second a lap to win this race compared to the Alfa Romeo. So we're keeping an eye on that gap for sure. Come the end, the last stages should be heating up between Riggs and these hard winners. Sorry.
Not only a second a lap, Jam, but he also needs to get through quite a few drivers. Connor has just overtaken JH, who has dropped quite a bit off Gunnar, so he's obviously not quite as confident on the hards as Gunnar is. Gunnar's showing some really good pace. I think Gunnar's looking in a he seems to be in a very good position at the moment. Predators has come into the pits. Is he gonna get? Oh, is Riggs gonna keep the lead? Sorry,
Riggs should have got a nice undercut here.
But Connor into turn 1. Yeah, Riggs has got a nice undercut, as you say. Tooman is really sticking with Czech very well here. I think he is definitely in a strong position. I'm just not sure if it is going to work out. It's going to be really how hard Riggs can push without getting penalties and the like. Gunnar is, well, he's quick round here. We know it from last season. I think it's probably going to come down to if there's another safety car. If there's another safety car, that could really spice up this race more than it already has done. Monkey has now gone past JH, so JH is really struggling it.
So pretty easy move. I was just going to say, yeah, from Monkey, just got it with the DRS. It was done before the braking zone for Ascari. JH probably going to come back at him here though, Harry, if you want to stick on ball. Oh, as I say that, he's gone very wide into Parabolica, so no chance of a move now down the straight. Seems to be jinxing everyone tonight.
So Tooman takes the lead of the race here. He's 6.5 seconds ahead of Gunnar, but of course yet to pit. He will be going on
Riggs
to
catching a second a lap, Harry.
Riggs is catching a second a lap.
At the moment. Yeah, at the moment, from what I've seen, it is about second a lap. Riggs is catching Gunnar, so doing what he needs to do.
Give it 10 laps. Give it 10 laps, and this could get really interesting then. JH having a look at Monkey, nearly hitting the back of him there, but he does well to avoid it. Seems to have confidence in the braking, JH, but I think on the track he is struggling slightly, just having that confidence coming out of the corners. Check this out, is right on the back of Preds as well. If we quickly flip over to that, if I can find him. The Red Bull driver in P10. We've got a yellow flag. Ranger's out. Ranger's out, Jam. Is this going to be the safety car that some of these guys need? It's a VSC. A VSC.
Tooman dives into the pit.
Tooman's really? Pit for, well, it must be for hards, because he's not going to make any other tyres last.
Oh, I don't know. No, soft last about 11, so fresh. less fuel towards the end as well. Better track conditions.
It'll
He's
be
got to gamble on
really
softs, I think.
tight. It will be really tight.
Nah, he's gone hard. He's gone hard.
He's played it
I
safe.
think the
he's gone
softs would have
hard.
been worth the gamble, to be honest.
We've got quite a few drivers in the pits actually, Jam. Under this VSC.
Liam Pitts, McEwen Pitts.
JH as well in the pits.
Tuman's got out ahead of Riggs. That's big.
Yeah,
That's
that
big for
is.
this race.
But he's on hards, and Riggs is only on a couple of lap old mediums. So I'd imagine Riggs should be able to clear Tuman relatively quickly. He needs to clear him relatively quickly.
Riggs got a really good
in order
restart there,
to
actually,
have
Harry. He's looking for it already.
chance
Down
at the
to
win.
To the
This is
Russian
crucial,
chicane.
really. He needs to get this done. Oh, he backs out though,
Thinks
Jam.
better of it. Yeah, he wasn't close enough to make a move. If he'd stuck it at the inside there, it was only going to end one way. So, yeah, smart to back out. Time's on his side as well, I think, to be honest. 13, just about 14 seconds off the lead. That VSC won't have helped him gain any time to Guna. Surprised Connor didn't pit there, actually, to be honest. Maybe he'd just gone past the pit lane, I'm not sure. I didn't really pay attention, but Connor on 11 lap old mediums. No way they're going to last to the end, surely.
I'm probably waiting for another safety car, to be honest. I don't want to, you know, I mean, I know some people Guna probably won't want one, but I would love another safety car. I think that would really spice up this race and throw it wide open again. Because it's been such a good race so far. Riggs not really threatening Tuman at the moment, and he needs to get past him as fast as he can. It looks as though Predators and Czech are slightly faster on these mediums at the moment, but Riggs is having a look, but he's just not close enough on this occasion. Pretty good exit though out of the first corner. Is he going to get the run down into the chicane? It doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. I think, unfortunately, I don't think without a safety car this is going to work out for him, because they just can't clear Tuman on the hards.
Jib Jab about to join this group as well. Check in P7. He has 100% ERS.
Should probably start using some of it, because I think he's faster than these guys ahead. Guna's looking
Yeah,
really good though. We
is.
haven't really checked in on him for a while, but he's sitting pretty out in front, I think.
Tuman was catching Guna on the same tyres, but he's decided to back off and let Riggs through, and he's just made a big mistake through Parabolica, and now Preds has passed him, and Czech's passed him. I don't know why he's done that, to be honest,
No.
without trying to be too critical, because he was actually catching the race leader, and now he's lost 2 or 3 positions.
I'll tell you what, Jan, we're going to
Yeah,
have an
that-
Alfa Romeo 1-2 sooner rather than later, because Connor will be coming into pit fairly soon for some fresh softs. He's on 13 lap old mediums. Both the Alfa Romeos pitted under that safety car for hard compound tyres, and well, when Connor comes into the pits in due course, we are going to have Monkey elevated up into P2. Riggs' gap to the Alfa Romeo driver is just under 9 seconds, so the gap to the lead is,
I think-
it's about 12-13 seconds. It's just not enough. He's not going to catch that.
No, I think he had the dirty air from Tuman though that wasn't helping him, but to be honest, these guys need Czech at the front of their group. He's still got, it's very wide there. Yeah, Czech's still got 80% ERS, and he's definitely the quickest out of this group, to be honest.
Well, I
From
think
the
they're
looks
going to
of
have
things,
check at the front in a minute, Jan.
yeah, they need Czech at the front if they want to have any chance of catching him, I think.
Well, then the other question is, are they going to be able to sit with him? Because he's obviously got really strong pace and a lot of his battery at his disposal. Riggs is at only, well, he's 25-24% on his. Not sure they're going to be able to sit with him, considering. As he has a little look at the inside, does check. Letting Riggs know he's there. Gets a decent run actually out of the Parabolica. That's one thing I've noticed. Riggs hasn't been getting the greatest of run out of Parabolica.
Czech's got him
It's
here.
easy pickings, really, isn't it? I don't think Riggs puts up too
Yeah.
much of a fight. Pretty comfortable there. It's probably the easiest overtake we'll see
Preds
all
is actually-
afternoon. We've got Tuman and Preds backing
Preds
out.
lost
Tuman
their
very
DRS.
late on the brakes. Very late on the brakes into tunnel, but he's gotten the move done. Preds is down into single digits on his ERS. So he's struggling as well, really, to manage that battery, but he's having a look. I think he might try and come back at Tuman, but he's just not got enough of that battery. So Tuman after making that mistake and inadvertently letting everyone through, I think he will probably be able to catch back up to Czech and Riggs by the looks of things. He's obviously got some strong pace. It's difficult to say whether it was the right decision to pit under that VSC. Czech's already started to gain somewhat on the leaders. Liam's just gone past Summers as well, Jan. So Liam's up into P9, Summers down to P10. But that one single point that he's getting at the moment would be enough to draw him level with McEwen in the championship fight. So Summers sort of making the best of a bad situation here, but he is on 8-lap old mediums. He's going to struggle to the end.
Yeah, Czech's absolutely flying, doing exactly what he needs to do. Over a second a lap, he's gaining on Gunnar now.
He's got a chance then. He's got a chance.
He has, yeah, definitely. And I think Riggs is just about in DRS. No, he's not. He's not got DRS. That's crucial, really, for this race. Czech will probably. I don't think he has. No, he doesn't. Czech will. Czech will leave this group in the dust now. I think he's just got the best pace. I think, to be honest, gained 1.6 seconds. I think about on Gunnar that lap. If he keeps that up, he'll win this race.
Well, we've now got a train. Jib Jab's just gone past Preds as well. Preds is his battery's killing him because he needs to save it, but he has to use it to keep up. Riggs, I think, is probably going to be. Oh, we got a yellow flag in the middle sector. That's a McLaren.
That could well be a safety car.
Is he out, Wiggy? It doesn't look like he's out. No, he's just spun.
No, he's not.
So I think we're all right. Yes, I was going to say.
Put it in the wall.
Preds is really struggling with his battery, but he needs to use it to keep up with these guys. Jib Jab has gone past him and is catching up on the front guys. Czech's already got 1 pen this race, so that's his second at least. Riggs is just about within a second of him, and he's got Tumen as well. So I think this is sort of just a train now. Tumen will be stronger at the end, but he's just picked up a penalty as well himself. He's got Jib Jab as well chasing him down. Jib Jab will win half a second. Tumen can't really afford to let Jib Jab through because he's still got a chance at 5th or 4th here, 4th or 5th. Connor does come into the pit, so we now do have an Alfa Romeo 1-2 in this race. Connor pitting for fresh softs. He's going to come out in P8, I believe. He's going to be about... Oh, he might actually just lose out to his teammate and Southerners, but he'll get back past them relatively quickly, I'd imagine. Do you think Connor can get any further than P8 in this race? There's a big gap. He's got to gain about what 12-13 seconds to even get onto the back of that train. I'm not sure.
To be honest, I think he could still get a podium. If he hasn't got pens,
if he can get onto the back of that train, yeah, I can see.
If he hasn't got pens, he could still get a podium. The pace advantage he'll have on those fresh softs will be very big.
So then Monkey...
Czech not really gaining enough now anymore either.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Monkey 4 seconds off his teammate, but Czech gap really hasn't changed too much in this last lap or so. The Alfa Romeo's looking good out from 1-2 Gunnar from Monkey. Gunnar looking pretty nice. 25% Euro. So they've got similar battery as well, the Alphas. The one thing Gunnar's got going for him is he has got Monkey as a bit of a rear gunner if those guys do catch up to him. Czech's obviously listened to us because he's just found 7/10 on Monkey as soon as we mentioned that the gap wasn't changing a lot. I mean, right now the worst thing for Gunnar and Monkey would be a safety car. I mean, they'd be able to pit, probably go for softs, but it's just one of those things, you don't want it. You're sitting pretty with a 1-2. You don't want to lose that, especially at their team's home race as well. The Alfa Romeo boys. Czech's got to gain. He's got to gain basically a second a lap to Monkey and then pull out time because he's got penalties. I don't know about Monkey, but you know, we'll leave that up in the air. Predators is about to be overtaken by Wiggy's Wiggy, who's a lap down.
I would look out for a Connor fastest lap in the coming laps. He'll probably lose a bit of time behind his teammate in Southerners this lap, but the advantage of the DRS may help him get that fastest lap. Connor needs to clear these guys as soon as possible if he wants to have any chance of catching Preds.
I tell you what, the best thing for Southerners, could do. Oh, Connor's hit him. I was going to say the best thing Southerners could do here would probably to just let Connor go and try and stick with him and manage his tyres. Connor just hitting the back of the racing point driver there though. Southerners is only 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, he's done exactly that.
He's only 2.5 seconds ahead of McEwen. And he really needs to manage his tyres. He's got 75% ERS, so he should be able to stick with Connor at least while Connor is stuck behind Liam, I would say, but not really.
Yeah, Liam should probably let his teammate go, but he's
yeah,
using ERS to defend.
He'll probably let him through. McEwen then, he can see Southerners just in the distance. His eyes are going to open wide now. He can see who he needs to beat this race just up the road. He knows he's got way fresher tyres. McEwen's going to be on a bit of a charge now. Southerners, despite his batteries dropping off a little bit, he needs to really cling on to the back of that Williams for as long as possible. He needs to try and stick with Connor, or at least stick with Liam, and get pulled along somewhat, because he's going to have to be managing his tyres at the same time. I mean, his tyres now will be on about 50% already, something like that. So they're not going to be in the greatest of conditions. I think we're going to see a relatively easy overtake here, a swap.
Yeah, that's
between
the switch.
The Williams boys.
That's the switch.
That is the switch. Yeah, JH leaving the session, but he's down in P12. So yeah, Connor getting past Liam. He's on fresh softs, is Connor. So maybe this is going to be the fastest lap of the race. Southerners a second back to Liam, and he's not using his ERS. He needs to use his ERS. If you can hear us, Southerners, deploy that battery, because you've got to stick with the Liam, sorry, not the top two.
Timmons got rigged,
setting the fastest lap for the McLaren team. Tooman getting past Riggsy there. So
Chick's gaining, but it's still not enough.
The hards are coming into play now. Czech has really pulled that gap down to well, it's 4 seconds now to Monkey. He might be in line for a move on the last lap or two. But he's got at least 6 seconds of penalties, so that might hamper him at the end of the race here. McEwen 1.6 off Southerners now. I can't see Southerners getting a point here, unfortunately. I don't think the tyres are going to hold on. Even if they do, I think he's going to be in trouble at the end with McEwen on 6 laps. Fresher tyres. Tooman's got good pace because he's starting to pull away now from Riggsy, so I wonder if the hards are slightly coming into play now up against the slightly older medium runners. Jib Jab as well, Jam. Looks like he smells blood with Riggs here, struggling a little bit, but he's got no ERS as the Ferrari driver here, down to 3%.
Czech could still do this if he keeps up roughly the same pace. 5 laps to go, 7 seconds off the lead. It's not a given yet for
bit of contact there with Riggs and Jib Jab. Riggs just sort of getting his elbows out, making sure he stays ahead of the Ferrari driver, which he does for now. And yeah, well, Czech is really starting to make gains now on the top two. He's got the gap down to Monkey to just about 2.5 seconds. It's definitely not over yet. Monkey then keeping it good, keeping it clean, keeping it consistent, just keeping the car on the track, making sure he's maximising the time. He can't really afford to lose too much with a charging McEwen behind him. McEwen on 9-lap-old mediums, Monkey on 18-lap-old hards. He will be struggling somewhat at this point. I mean, they're not going to be in the best of condition. Wiggy's just retired as well, so we're down to 12 runners. In fact, 11 runners in this race as JH has also left. So it looks like we're going to have only one driver here finish and not finish in the points. And unfortunately, it does look as though it's probably going to be Southerners, just given the tyre situation that he's found himself in. Really no fault of his own.
Don't know about pens yet though, huh?
Of course, yeah, penalties still a thing. But yeah, I mean, Southerners, unfortunately, no fault of his own, just coming into contact with Morgan, who was having a battle with JH through the second chicane. McEwen has a little look at the inside, but he's not going for it this time. He's got time on his side, has McEwen, as Connor just picks up a penalty as well. The gap between Czech and Monkey, he's gained about half a second since we last mentioned it.
At best here now.
P2 at
he's
best,
still gaining on
Monkey,
but doing a
Guna's driven
doing
a
exactly
phenomenal
what he needs
race.
to do.
Driven a
Yeah.
phenomenal race, should I say, sorry, thus far. Really, really impressive drive from him, as it was last season as well. He got it kind of snatched away from him at the end by Clock.
To be honest,
Snatched away, but Clock's drive was equally as impressive. Sorry,
don't
Jack.
always like to give driver of the day to the guy who wins, but I wouldn't have any complaints at all if it went to Gunnar. I think he's driven a phenomenal race. But I mean, he's still got 3 laps to go as he starts lap 25 out of 27. It's not over yet. I don't think Czech or Monkey will have much to say about it though, unless something miraculous happens in the last few laps. Riggs and Tooman still scrapping away over P4.
Riggs then just getting back ahead now with Tooman, so Riggs back up into P4. So maybe those mediums haven't quite said their piece just yet, as he gets back past the Racing Point driver. Tooman going onto the grass a bit there. I wonder if he's getting a bit tired. It is it's getting on a bit. 20 to 11 here in the UK. Got 40% ERS though compared to Riggs on 20, so he's got that to his advantage as well as the fresher tyres. Czech just about within a second now of Monkey, so Czech could still get P2 on track here, as we said. Summoners still keeping McEwen behind. It's going to be a very impressive drive from Summoners if he can keep that point and keep his tyres in check and, well, keep McEwen behind, considering he's his championship rival, direct championship rival.
We've had 2 votes for driver of the day so far, both for Czech. I think that's another solid shout as well.
Yeah, definitely.
He's driven a very good race. He's done the different strategy to what I thought might work, and I said it would work.
In fact, speaking of him, he's going for the move. He's going for P2. Pretty comfortable move in the end. I wonder if Monkey's had a little word with Jeff there and seen that he's got far less penalties than Czech, because we've seen Czech pick up a couple here. I wonder if Monkey's just done the sort of tactical play there and let him through, and just making sure that there's no risk involved. But you never know. We don't really know the penalty situation, despite knowing that Czech does have at least a couple. I mean, it might not be the end of that little battle, but yeah, I think that's going to be the ceiling then for Czech, because Gunnar is just too far ahead. Well, he's driving a really, really impressive race, just to reiterate what I said only a few minutes ago. But this battle that's been going on really all race since about lap 5 or lap 6 between Riggs, Tooman and now Jib Jab. It was Predators, but he's dropped off. Connor, in fact, might still have a little shout for P7. But yeah, this battle's still going on. The one thing I've noticed, Jam, throughout this race, drivers in the dirty air who are following behind someone really struggling to keep within, to keep close to the car ahead through the Ascari chicane. And in fact,
starting the last lap though, Harry.
Tooman not going to be close enough to Riggs, I don't think. It's going to be a dive bomb if it is, but he's just not close enough to the McLaren driver on this occasion. And I want to check this, because it's Summoners and McEwen. You never know, every point counts, and this could be really important. Who grabs this point? It looks like Summoners is going to keep it for now, and in fact Liam is only just ahead, so Summoners might still be able to get Liam if he's got a chance, but he's had a bit of a poor exit out of that chicane, out of the first corner, and McEwen might have a chance here. He's got the red warning light on for fuel though, so he's obviously kind of really pushing it to the limits here. Southerners as well pushing it to the limits with those 18 lap old mediums. Bit of gravel kicks up there from one of the cars ahead. I think it was Liam, because it looks as though Southerners had a fairly decent exit. Fireworks going off outside, and well, we can say that there for Gunnar. Sorry to take it away from the action, but what an impressive drive it has been from this man. SLR Gunnar dominated the race after making a brilliant switch onto the hards under the safety car, and it's going to be P1 for the Alfa Romeo driver at the team's home race. Check this out, comes home P2 on track, but he's got 6 seconds of penalties. It's an Alfa Romeo 1-2 there. Monkey P2, brilliant drive from the pair of them, brilliant strategy. Cool, Riggsy within half a second.
Ran out of fuel on the line.
Tooman comes home P6, Jib Jab, Tuman 5th, sorry, Jib Jab 6th, Predators 7th, Connor P8 just behind Predators, but with an extra penalty. Everyone else crossed the line just then, but I didn't quite catch it. But Guna, what a drive from him, it has to be said. Really, really impressive. He would be my shout for driver of the day, but obviously the viewers get their say as well. We'll just
I think most of the viewers
results
giving it to Checo.
for you as we come now onto the podium. My shout for the win was going to be Southerners. Obviously, we don't know what would have happened had he not have gotten that damage. But I didn't jinx him because I didn't say him. So, yeah, don't come at me in the chat, please, because I've jinxed everyone else. But there we have it. SLR Guna takes the win at the Italian Grand Prix there. Southerners getting P9 in the end. Liam 10th and McEwen was 11th. So Southerners actually taking the championship lead, despite what, by his standards, was probably a pretty bad race. In fact, Southerners 3/10 off getting P8 as well. So, yes, check this out. Comes home P3. Strategy not quite working out for him in the end. Riggsy was P4. He drove a very solid race, as did Tuman. He came home 5th. Jib Jab was 6th. Predators 7th. Connor 8th. Summoners P9. Liam 10th. And the final finisher was McEwen in 11th. JH and Bunny both lagging out. Wiggy was 14th with fastest lap, but he also DNF'd, and we lost Ranger, Bland, Morgan and Kolka relatively early on. But I believe we've got at least a few of the top 3 in the party.
I think
so I'll let you conduct the podium interviews, Jam.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Guna doesn't usually do the podium interviews, if I can remember from last season. But either way, we've got second and third in the party. We'll start with check. Just quickly make sure you've both got your boxes ticked, guys,
Yep.
and we can go. Alright then, check. Can't remember where you qualified exactly, but it was out in Q2 for you, wasn't it? Of course, after setting the pace in Q1. Firstly, do you think you had the pace for pole? And
Yeah, quite easily.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead, mate.
Yeah, I felt, well, my Q1 lap would have had a pole in Q3, so I was quite annoyed about that to start P12, to be honest. Yeah, starting on fresh tyres, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, we saw you and a few others stay out behind the safety car. Was that always the plan to do that and then go mediums to the end?
Yeah, I was on a call with Ranger, and we were thinking about pitting or not, and then as soon as we saw the leaders start pitting, we decided to stay out and think, because the hards wear quite a lot, and by the end they're quite slow compared to the mediums when they're fresher. So yeah, we made the decision to stay out, and it did work for me. Annoying, I got penalties, but yeah, definitely worked for me.
In hindsight, do you reckon if you'd pitted and gone hard, you could have had the pace to win it despite the penalties?
Yeah, probably. I think I definitely had the pace to win, but the penalties definitely got annoying. A few of them were just because I had to cut, but that's what happens at Monza.
Either way, a very good result for you, P3.
Yeah,
good points for Red Bull again. So yeah, congratulations.
Yeah.
We'll move on to second place, man. Monkey completing the 1-2 for Alfa Romeo. Absolutely amazing result by them at Italy. Their home race, of course. To be honest, didn't really see much of you in the race. You were just quiet, keeping to yourself in P2. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't really have many specific questions for you. So I'm just going to have to ask you, how was your race?
Yeah, it was pretty solid. I qualified 4th after not being able to race for the last 3 weeks, I think. I qualified P4. In the beginning, I lost a little bit of time. I dropped a couple of places. Then the first safety car came. I was thinking about moving on and race, but then I decided to pit behind my teammate, so I got pulled up a little bit. And yeah, after that, it was pretty sketchy at the end. My left rear was 73%, and yeah, 3 laps before the end, I called Jeff, and he said like, Jack has 6 seconds of penalties, so when he was on the straight, I thought I just let him go, staying behind him in the DRS for the last few laps, and it worked. So I'm happy with my second place.
Yeah, it seemed like a very very comfortable, very well controlled drive to P2, and yeah, as I said, brilliant points for the team. Yeah, sorry, don't really have much more to ask you. Didn't really watch you much that race, unfortunately, because the action was all
no problem.
kind of going on around you. But yeah, either way, once again, congratulations on P2. And quickly, then we'll just summarise Guna's race. I think he's edged the driver of the day poll as well. I know, I'd certainly give it to him. Obviously, as I said earlier in the stream, don't always want to give it to the winning driver, but I think he definitely deserved it. But also, shout out to Czech as well. We had another fantastic race and got a lot of votes for driver of the day. But yeah, Guna qualified third. I backed him for a podium, said he was quick round here, and he went.
As
to
a lot of
prove
people
that.
did, actually, didn't they? A lot of people.
Yeah, he had a very good race. Didn't really watch too much of him either, but like his teammate Monkey, just kept himself out of trouble and never really looked back after that safety car, getting through the carnage, and yeah, kept it controlled, kept it clean, no penalties either around Monza is a pretty impressive feat, and taking his first win of the season, I'm pretty sure it was. So yeah, well done to Guna as well. And I think that's about it for Monza again, for the second tier, as it is.
Yeah, thoroughly impressive driving from all three of the top three that race, kind of all for different reasons, really. Monza in Division 1 really never seems to disappoint, does it? That's 2 brilliant races we've had the last 2 seasons. Guna, well, he was the bridesmaid last season, but he was the bride this one. He takes the win. Great drive from him. Monkey coming home P2 to make it the Alfa Romeo 1-2, and then check this out after, unfortunately, making that mistake in quali, getting knocked out in Q2 after having some really strong pace. Well, he made it count in the race, coming home in P3. But that is all we have time for this evening. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for Division 2 at 6 p.m. GMT and Division 3 at 9 p.m. GMT, as well as Elite on Sunday. That's at 7 p.m. And of course, all the streams going on throughout the week. I think there might be something going on with the side pod relatively soon for the birthday celebrations for SLR. So keep your eyes peeled on Twitter and the socials for that. But yeah, that's it for tonight. I think Jam and I should be back next week as well, as the championship really starts to pan out, and well, it's the season's coming down to its sort of closing stages. Although having said that, there's still about 7 rounds left. It's Singapore as well, so it's it's going to be a very challenging race for the drivers. But I will leave it at that. So good night, everyone.